Hi, Anmol. Hi, Anmol. Good morning. Okay, no problem. Okay.
Hey, hi Anmol. Hi Bhanu.
Hi, Sukarna.
Hey Anmol, can we start?
Thank you, Anmol. So I'm just going to share my screen. Let me know once it is up. Okay. So, hi everyone. Thank you for joining today. And I'm really excited to be part of this session with the data analytics community. My name is Bhanu Gautam, and I just want to give a quick introduction about me. So I'm a super user since 2024, and I was also featured in the official Power BI release video of October 2024. And prior to working in data field, I was working as a quality analyst. So after COVID, I started upskilling myself from Excel and everything. And after that, Power BI, now we are up to Fabric. So this transition has really changed me and even my life. So it was good to get to know so much of people, and Fabric community was really helpful for me at that time. So I just wanted to give it back to the community. So today we are going to discuss about one of the most versatile tools in Microsoft Fabric, that is notebooks. So notebooks are a powerful interactive environment for working with data, whether you are analyzing data or automating pipelines. Fabric notebooks make process seamless. So let's get started. Here's what we are going to cover today. First, I will explain what Fabric notebooks are and why they matter. We will then dive into key features, how to use them in your workflow, and the benefits they bring to the table. I will also walk you through some of the real use cases, and we will end with some best practices and tips to help you get started efficiently. Once we are done with the overview, I will give a live demo to show all this in action. So let's begin by understanding what a notebook is in the context of Microsoft Fabric. So Fabric notebooks are interactive environments where you can write, run, execute, and see the result of a code all in one place. Fabric notebook supports data processing, machine learning libraries, and data visualizations. They support multiple languages like Python, SQL, Spark, and R. And notebooks are used by data engineers, analysts, and scientists to analyze and transform data. What makes them special is their tight integration with Fabric ecosystem and other Microsoft services. Everything from storage like OneLake to reporting like Power BI works together. It reduces friction and it also boosts productivity at an individual level as well as an organizational level. Now that we know what they are, let's explore what features make them so useful. Key features of Fabric notebooks. So first is multi-language support. You can write SQL to query data, switch to Python for analysis, and even use Spark for large-scale processing, all in the same notebook. What it means is, suppose I am good with SQL, so I can do data transformation. I can read the data in notebook using SQL. But here is Anmol. He's good with Python, but not so good with SQL, just for in case. So he can use Python to do the similar transactions and he can write similar codes in Python. And if any other user who is good with R, he can also work in the notebooks. Seamless integration. So they connect effortlessly with OneLake for storage, Power BI for visualization, and other Fabric component. And this is going to increase in the future as Microsoft is really trying to get more and more databases into Fabric ecosystem. Next is version control and collaboration. So thanks to Microsoft 365, teams can work together in real time and track changes easily. So it means that multiple users can work together on Fabric Notebook because it is easy to share it and work together. But it was not possible in Power BI Desktop earlier. And after this is scalability through Spark clusters. So in Fabric, you are not only limited to your local machine power. Computations run on a scalable cloud infrastructure. So it basically means like that I am working on a query that returns MBs of data, and I'm also working on other queries that has TBs of data. So as per the requirement, I can scale the computational power up and down. Means I can provide more power to the query which is going to run on TBs of data. Everything can be done through Spark clusters. Rich visualization. So Fabric Notebook contains some of the visualization that are inbuilt in its system. And even if that does not sufficient, it's not sufficient for our use case, then we can use code. That is, we can bring some third-party libraries from Python like Matplotlib and any other to create the visualization and get our requirement done. And if it does not sufficient for our work, we can connect it with Power BI and do the visualization there. So it brings a lot more visualizations as compared to any other thing. Now that we have covered the features, let's walk through how to actually use one. How to use a notebook in Fabric. Getting started with Fabric is simple. First, go to the Fabric portal that was also known as Power BI service and select either a data engineering or data science workspace. But you need to make sure that Fabric is enabled by your admin to your account. From there, we can click on New Notebook. Then our prompted will be there. We can select Spark or any other language which we want to work with. And you can load data directly from OneLake or connect external sources to a notebook in Fabric. Once your data is loaded, you can clean it, visualize it, complex model all in the same place. Now let's explore why this approach brings values to data teams. Fabric Notebook offers several benefits that enhance both individual productivity and team collaboration. First is unified analytics. Since we have already discussed this, we can work with multiple languages like SQL, Python, R, and Spark in one cohesive place. So earlier what used to happen is, suppose if I want to work on SQL, I either need a SQL server or MySQL software. And if I need to work on Python, I either need a Jupyter notebook, Anaconda, some use Visual Studio Code. And similarly for R, I need any other tool. One is RStudio. So what happens with Fabric Notebook is that we can use all these languages without switching any software or going to any other place. So that is everything is available at a single place. That's why it is known as unified analytics. Cloud power. Since Fabric Notebook does not require any additional software to be installed on your system, it works on a cloud, means it can be easily accessible with the browser. So it saves the time and also space in your local machine. Collaboration ready. So teams can co-edit, comment, and track history just like working in Word or Excel online. The notebooks can be auto-saved automatically. There is an option either we selected to auto-save or we can also select to be manual. So when it is auto-saved, we can just go, and if suppose our system suddenly stops, still our data would be there, still our code would be there. So we do not have to go back again and write it again. Fourth is integrated with Power BI. Since it is a part of Fabric ecosystem, it can be easily connected with Power BI for any other visualization needs which we may have, and it is also easy to export results either in CSV or Excel in Notebook. So how are organizations using this notebook? Let's take a look at some of the use cases. So Fabric notebooks are versatile, and here's how different roles use them. First is data exploration and cleaning. So data analysts can explore large data sets from one lake, clean them, and generate insight as per their requirement. Second is machine learning and AI. So data scientists can build and evaluate models using popular Python libraries for machine learning that are like TensorFlow, sklearn, and they can build their model, deploy it, evaluate it all in one place, that is Node. ETL and data engineering. So as name suggests, this is used by data engineers to transform and create a pipeline of data for analytics. They can import data from different sources. Fabric supports a lot of different sources, and it is going to be more in the future. So it is going to be very great for data engineers to work at one place. SQL and big data queries. So this is basically, suppose we have to do some ad hoc analysis as per the requirement of any stakeholders. We can just run distributed queries on massive data sets as per the requirement. And this can also be done in the Fabric notebook. So we have gone over the concepts. Now let's bring this and see what are the best practices and tips. So these are not best practices and tips only for notebook. These are best practices for coding anywhere, when you are writing a SQL code, Python code, or anything. Because what happens is, suppose I'm working on a code today, but I have to revisit and update it after 1 year. If it is not properly formatted or steps are not clear, it would be hard even for me to go and understand what was done. So first is proper structuring of content. So in notebooks, always use markdown cells to explain what section of your code is doing. Suppose if we are filtering the data, we should mention that this step is going to filter the data. These are some easy examples, but as we go in a code, sometimes it becomes 500 lines of code, 1,000 lines of code, and there is no documentation of it. So it becomes really hard. So notebook is a place which can also be considered as a data documentation for that code, because we can comments, we can use markdown cells and everything. Always use meaningful title, clearly label different part of your analysis. It helps others and also yourself, and even it helps your organization. Suppose if you leave or move to a different department, it would be easy for them to read and make changes as per the requirement. Treat your notebook like a story. So this is like creating a logical flow. So it should be like every step must be properly defined, why it is doing that, and what is the approach behind this. And in the end, insights must be clear. Whatever the output is, it should be explained very well. So that's all for best practices and tips. Now we can go and see how to create our first notebook in Fabric. So is my screen visible? That is a Fabric notebook workspace.
Yes, Bhanu.
Okay. So this is my Power BI service, earlier known as. Now we can see that it is updated with app.fabric. So to create a notebook or use notebook, first of all, I need to make sure that I have a workspace that is Fabric enabled. So I can see that here that it contains Fabric content. And if I do not have, then I can go to workspace. I can create a new workspace and I can name it whatever I want, like demo, anything. Then there is the option of selecting which kind of it is going to be. So I have a trial version, so I can select it and then I can apply it. So this has created a new workspace and with Fabric capacities on it, we can see that. So then we can go to new item, and here is multiple options available, but what we need to select is notebook. So here it is. We can also search it. So this is the notebook, and this is the first look of it. So if anyone has worked on Databricks notebook or Jupyter notebooks, then they must be familiar with the notebooks because it is built on same environment as they were. So this is the option to select the cluster. So I will select new standard session. Yes, it is started now. So I do not have any data here, so I can go to add data, environment, new Lakehouse. So we can give it fraud. Great. So this is created prod. Now I do not have anything here. So I can go back to workspace. Already I have created one demo lake here, so I can use that too. So here I can go and I can set any of these options to get the data. So I will show you how to import a CSV file. So I can just upload it here. And I can see I need to refresh it. Yes, here it is. So where top down is not working. So I am having some issues with my Wi-Fi, so I have connected with mobile network, so that's why it is working. It is slow today. Okay, so we will wait for this to refresh, and till that we can see the notebook. So this is the notebook which I have created for demo, and I have used table from here. That is a Lakehouse which was already created by me. So this is a markdown cell, and I have mentioned this is the new notebook for demo. So this is used for enabling title or writing down steps, and also for giving the heading. And now what we are going to do is we are going to read it from this one, that is a pair batting table. So here what is the Python? So we are going to define a data frame, and we are going to use SQL to write it. This is basically a Spark SQL data frame. So this is simple like select star from demo pair batting, and it does not support top, so we need to use limit 1000. So if I run it, so this is the output which is created by running this query, and this is a Spark code. Now what I want to convert this data frame, that is Spark data frame, to pandas data frame. So I can run query, that is pandas df, that is the name of data frame, and dot to pandas is the code is supported and converted to pandas data frame. So this is also executed. It will not result anything because it is not showing anything. Now how to use normal SQL? So I will change this to Spark SQL, and I can run basic query like select star from demo lake. That is the schema for this, and create batting. And we can also use limit 50. So this is also result giving us the result. So here I am using SQL to write the code, but here I am using Python. So we can work with any of them. And if we go here, there is an option of download it. So either we can use download it as a CSV, JSON, or XML. So I have created one temporary table, means a table, and it uses this data set. So I will try to create a table here, and it contains some columns like employee ID, name, department, salary, experience, city, age, education, and performance rating. So it will create a Spark data frame, and so we can see that it has generated a table which contains some custom random data, which I have just manually entered. And employee ID is a primary key which I have created. It is going to be our primary key, as it is a unique identifier for each one of them. So this is just to create a data frame, Spark data frame. Now in the what to do if I just want to select some of the columns of this. So I can just run it tf.select. So it is for selecting the columns, and I would like to select only 3 columns or maybe 4. So I can also select experience. Oh, sorry, it is implied here. Yes. So my name of data frame is implies tf. So I can now select only 2 columns. Yes. So now I can see only name and department. So this is the code if I want to just filter out the top 5 highest paid employees. So it would be tf dot order by, which is a Python code, and tf, this will be the salary, and dot descending order and top 5. Yes. So here is a list of person who are my top 5 highest paid workers. So this code is simple, that is just order by, salary, and descending, and show top 5. If I want to put it 10, then I can just run it. Now it will show top 10 salary. Now, what about average salary by department? So there is a one function that is import average. This is done because I need to find the average of the salary. So I need to change the data frame name here also. Okay. So it is doing a group by our data frame, that is employee TF, by department, and it is aggregating average salary. And it is showing salary as average salary. So here is the code for this one. What if I want to filter, do a multiple filters on this? Then I can use the operators like AND, which I have used here. So it is just filtering. So this is a function df.filter, but it will be changed to employee here. And employees performance rating, and performance rating is greater than or equal to 4, and df it will also be xp is greater than to 5. So now it figured out the people who have greater than 4 rating, either 4 or 5, and have experience greater than 5. So we can see that here in our output. Now, what if we want to do count on this? So this is also a simple aggregate function, employee df count group by education and dot count. Your spelling is incorrect. So it shows us the count by education, that is how many are BTech and BSN. And if we go and we check here sources, we can see what is the time taken by the query to run. This is very less, and only 2 jobs are running because this is a simple command. But when we move to big data, that is, we are going to run TBs or GBs of data, jobs are going to run. So what cluster is going to do, it is going to distribute each steps and into multiple jobs, so that it runs parallelly and it gets done. But if they are running one by one, then it is going to take a lot of time. So it makes it highly scalable, and Fabric is good for that because it's going to work with big data. We also have faced some situations in Power BI when we are working with data that is huge in size. We also get some errors. So Fabric is going to cover that part also. And no. This is just grouping by 2 things, that is city and department, and it will average salary. Now I have created one more table, that is project data, and I have used same primary keys which I have used earlier also. So this is going to be a project data, means suppose who is working on which project. And it is going to contain 4 columns, where one is employee ID, project name, hours allocated, and is it variable or not. And it is going to create another data frame with name project data, projects TF. So we can see that it has created one more similar table, but with different details. Now, how to use joins between this? So first we are going to use join using Python. So this is going to use our inner join to combine employees and project info. So what is going to be the name of our join data frame is join df, and it is going to use employee df.join. So this is the first data frame which we defined, and it is going to join it on the project data frame, that is this one, and on the what basis of it is going to. So it is going to do it on the basis of employee ID, and which kind of join which we want to use, that is going to be inner. And then I want to filter out some details, like I just want employee ID, name, department, project name, and hours allocated. So let's do that. So now we can see that it is a joint data, and it contains employees, and it also contains project name and hours allocated from the second table. So similarly, we can use other type of joins also. This is done using the Python, but we can also use SQL for this. And SQL is, I think most people are familiar with it. So that's why I've used Python to show this demonstration. Now I want to convert this into pandas data frame. So it is simple. And now I want to show it as a display. So now it is showing joint data frame as a table now. Now we are going to see the visualizations which are available in Fabric Notebook. If you go and click on this any column, then we can see that it shows us a lot of details, like what is the total? That is 51. How many are missing? 0 and 51. And I can see that in the pie chart visualization also. So it is like a data profile here, which shows us details about this particular columns. This is not that much helpful as of now because we are working only on 51 rows. But what if we are working on a data set that is more than 1 lakh of row count? Then we would like to know how many are missing. So if my data type is numeric, then it shows me like minimum value, maximum value, mean, standard deviation, and everything by default. It makes my work easy to understand, and I can see that. And now let's go to new chart. So it has created one automatically, a pie chart, and it shows me the segregation of departments. But what if I want to create any other chart? That is the bar chart. And this is similar pie chart. So here are multiple options. But what if I want to create my own? So I can select build my own. And there are multiple options which I can select. I can create a column chart. I can name it. I can select my x-axis, y-axis, so and series group. So there are a lot of options available in the data visualization, and these are the native visualizations for Fabric. And here are some advanced conditions also, like x-axis label, scale, y-axis show labels. So this will show the labels. And I can also download it either in PNG, JPG, SVG, etc. Other chart options. So we have a lot of chart options available. I can create a pivot table here also. Histogram is available and mode. So there is one more option available. It is a data wrangler. So if anyone of you has worked with Power Query, I think most of you must have. So it must be similar to them. We can do find and replace. We can check schema. We can do a lot of functions here. Like there are find and replace. We can drop duplicate rows, drop missing values, fill missing values, find and replace. We can also do formatting here. We also have formulas here. And we have rounding functions available, sort and filter and remove. And we can save it as a CSV, or we can just change tools when working with a big data. So now we have analyzed the data, we have filtered it, and now let's go here. And let's save this as a new table in our schema. So we can write it back using joint data frame. That is the name of our data frame, .write.format delta. Delta is going to be the format of this table, and it's going to overwrite if there is existing. But I want to name it as employee project info 1. So now this is a big query. Now we can see that the jobs running are much more as compared to the earlier ones. So we can see now there is a one new table that is employee project info, and we can just use it, and we can just use a select star from this, and we can just view it. So this is the table which we created. We can also use it again when we want, means for any other analysis or anything. So now let's go through some of the settings of the notebook. So we can save as, but it is currently, there is an option of autosave. So it is on for me, and I can just off it also. And this is home. There are settings of the notebooks. But if I want to just rename it, I can just double click it and just give it demo, join, and I can save it. This is environment, that is workspace default. I can create any other also. So this is auto ML run. This is for data scientist. I can also add to pipeline, that is for data engineers. And there is Visual Studio Code, so that I can write more multiple complex codes. Copilot is also there, but it is not available on the trial version because I'm using a try capacity, so it is not used. Now regarding the collaborative part, I can just give access to anyone in my organizations, but currently there is no one because it is a try capacity. And I can also go and track its history. So I can see what are the changes was done and who has done it. So these all changes are done by me. So I can write the version history here. And if something goes wrong, I can just restore it and go back to the old one. And this is for Copilot. Yes. Okay, so if you go to the, I think the notebook in Fabric is similar to the database notebook. So if you're looking to learn more about PySpark or which SQL code to run, then I would suggest go and check for the Spark SQL in Databricks. So it would be really useful because when I was transitioning, so I used, and since you have so you can still work on the notebook using SQL also. You can use same joins and everything. But there are going to be some changes in the mostly date time so far. So there are some small changes in date type of queries which we used to write.
Anmol, I'll share my comments. If you want to learn PySpark from the notebook, first of all, you need to learn this Python. At least you need to know about Python basics. Later, PySpark is nothing but a Python plus Spark. First, you get the strong foundation from the PySpark. Then you can implement that in the notebooks.
I guess there must be. I have not checked it because I have not actually worked with
Yes,
it.
yes. There is a provision, Anmol. We need to import Power BI client in the notebook before incorporating the Power BI dashboard in the notebook. There is a package called Power BI client.
Hello, sir. Good morning. I have a question. Hello.
Hello, yes, we are hearing you.
सर जो लास्ट डेटा सेट जो टेबल बनकर आया था नोटबुक से आपने जो प्रोसेस करी सारी, तो जो
Yes.
लास्ट वाला जो टेबल बन के आया तो मैं उससे इंटीग्रेट कैसे कर सकता हूँ पावर बीआई के साथ, और मुझे उसे कैसे उसको मैं कनेक्ट कर सकता हूँ पावर बीआई से?
So you can just, this is written to a data lake also. You can use that as a connector, or you can use Power BI client also. So write it directly to the node, Power BI. So if
Okay,
you go
sir.
to yes, okay.
और यदि मुझे मॉडलिंग करना है डेटा के साथ, पाइपलाइनिंग क्रिएट करना है, मॉडल बनाना है, तो मैं उसको कैसे कर सकता हूँ? आपको कोई आइडिया है? क्योंकि मुझे काफी बार डेटा मॉडलिंग में काफी दिक्कत होती है, मैं डेटा को कनेक्ट नहीं कर पाता हूँ सही से, तो वो मेरा डैशबोर्ड पे भी फिर काफी इफेक्ट करता है। जैसे कि मुझे कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए होती है तो फिर मैं मॉडलिंग में दिक्कत कर देता हूँ, तो उससे मेरा डेटा पूरा चेंज हो जाता है डैशबोर्ड में। तो उससे कैसे मैं इस इशू को मैं कैसे रिजॉल्व कर सकता हूँ? उसमें मुझे कैसे करना चाहिए मॉडलिंग के लिए?
So you are talking about modeling in Power BI, right?
यस सर।
Okay. So in Power BI, you must identify the unique identifiers in your tables. Like suppose you are joining two tables, but if there is no unique identifier, you can create one. Like you can merge two tables, merge two columns using concat and create a unique identifier. Then you should create it as a separate table also if you want. So the ideal relation in Power BI is one to many. So always try to do that. Sometimes we get that in our data. If we are using SQL, or means you are extracting data from data warehouse, you will always get it. There must be a join key which is available. So you can create relationship with that. But sometimes what will happen, we are working with a small data set, then there must be an option that it is not available. There may you identify any unique column in that. If it is not available, merge two columns, create a unique the models in Power BI.
Okay, in Power Query, na? Hello?
Yes, in Power Query, you can merge two columns and create.
Okay, sir. So I have one last question about what about Microsoft Skill Fest? सर उसका कुछ ओवरव्यू दे सकते हैं? जैसे मुझे अभी सर्टिफिकेशन करना है तो उसका क्या इंपॉर्टेंस रहेगा और मुझे उसकी लैब्स कैसे करनी चाहिए? क्योंकि मुझे मेल आया था माइक्रोसॉफ्ट स्किल फेस्ट का, तो मुझे क्या करना चाहिए उसमें, मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा अभी। तो आपके पास कोई आइडिया हो तो प्लीज शेयर कर दीजिए।
Yeah, thanks, Anmol. See, Krishna, I'll do one thing. Let me share my screen. So, what you need to do, you told me you got some email from this one, okay?
Yes, sir.
So, what you need to do, let me open my messages. I'll tell you right away. So, here, let's say, so if I click on, so I'll share this in the chat box. Just give me a moment. I'll share this link in the chat box. So go there here. First, what you have to do, have you registered for this AI Skill Fest challenge? Okay, Krishna, if you haven't registered, then first if you click on this and you can register, then
Sir, I have
go to-
already registered.
Okay, go to and click on second link. Okay, once if you click on second link, here it will navigate. You can fill this form. Already I filled. So already I filled. Let me go there. Let me go to this website here. Challenge rules. I think somewhere we have that this one. Let me go to first AI skill challenge. I can show you how you can enroll for this challenge. See, select this challenge. Okay, challenge and complete this one. See, actually I completed 12 modules so far, and I had to complete 2 modules. If you complete this module, they will give you one certification. So later you can fill this form. You can fill this form now also you can fill this form, but after getting the voucher you can use that voucher to different kind of certifications. I think somewhere they written in the Microsoft website. It can be used for your PL 300 also. Okay. Yes.
Yes, I do have. So,
Yes, in notebooks, I think PySpark is going to be the best option because it is created specially for the Spark architecture, and Fabric Notebook is also built on the Spark architecture. So if you use PySpark, this is going to be the best one going forward because it works seamlessly with Spark as compared to other ones.
hello, Bhanu. So I'm here. This is apart from whatever you talked about the notebook. So I'm working on one of the ETL job, and there uh, I have the data on the one leg, and I'm doing transformation through the data flow and putting that pushing that data to the data warehouse. But what is happening? I have 5 6 tables. Out of them, all are working, but one of them they're having more data, more than 15 data, MB. And while doing the transformation, the right side, the steps which comes at the right side, it highlighted in red color. And after that, when I publish that data, the data flow will not be working. It's showing the error. So what could be the potential reason for happening these things?
If you have any error on the running that query or code,
No, I'll tell you, Bhanu, I'll tell you. See, Saket, are you working on Dataflow Gen 2?
Yes, yes.
So see, Dataflow Gen 2 is nothing but a online Power Query editor. Okay. So how our on-premises Power BI desktop Power Query editor will work, it should not work like this. There are most of the functions as of now not supporting to the Dataflow Gen 2. Okay. We can't expect what are the functionality we are working in the on-premises Power Query editor that will not work in the this Dataflow Gen 2. That's why it should have some limited number of actions. You can go through Microsoft documentation. You will get to know that which functions will support, which functions will not support. So if you are familiar with Azure Data Factory also, in that also we have a Power Query. So in the Power Query also, a lot of options are currently not supporting.
Okay. So I have to do the transformation by default data flow, which is in in Azure, right? Instead of
Mm.
Fabric then.
Yeah, you can use that this one more apart of Power Query, one more option is there. Some other option, actually I'm not recalling the name. You can use that flows. I think data flows, ADF data flows.
Yeah, but frankly speaking, this is a project, and he did all this same step, but he can do the means his data flow is working in November, but it is not working for me in the April. And the error message is this step is not supported by fast copy. This will be evaluated outside the data source.
Yes, that's what Fabric is near. So they are improving a lot. So actually, if you have any question, you can know about Microsoft Fabric community. Okay, you can whatever the error you are getting, what you are doing, you can clearly write. You can paste your snapshots. Any one of us super users or MVPs, they will answer. Okay.
thank you. Your voice is not clear, Anmol.
Anmol, your audio breaking.
Yes. So I was featured in October 2024 video. I think it is random selection or maybe on the basis of performance. So I was in top 5 in that month, and still I'm in top 5. So I got a mail from community administrators. You must be aware about them. So that I'm going to be get featured. So I shared some details with them. So I don't know the process behind that, but I think I was in top 5, so it must be the reason. And yeah, the experience is good because as I transition from, sorry, go ahead. As I transition from, sorry, go ahead. Really very good with Fabric community because when I was transitioning, so I used to ask a lot of questions initially because I was learning a lot of things. Then now I use community and giving back them.
I think Anmol, that's not the reason, not the top 5. If not at that, I'm the top one in the Fabric community. If you check, go to Fabric platform, check there. I'm top one in both kudos and accepted solutions. I think there is some criteria behind this. They will say, as said by Bhanu, there is some random selection. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you, Anmol.
Thank you, Super Anmol, for arranging this session. Thank you, guys. Happy weekend.
Thank you. Same to you. Bye.